Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another big exciting day in my kitchen. Where the heck are we, guys? We are in Vico del Gargano. We're at the Borio Villa here. I'll tell you, it's an unbelievably beautiful day. And I was at a Trabuco recently, which is called Montepucci, and it's right in Vico del Gargano on the way to Pescaci. And they make a pickled onion. It is so delicious. And it's a recipe that is known to be made right in this area in Puglia, Italy, really kind of in that little bump above the heel where we're located right now. And you'll find it goes beautiful. I mean, it really goes beautiful with anything, different types of salads, different types of presentations, but it goes phenomenal with seafood. So we had a fried cod, a baked cod. It was put over the bed of pickled onions. So delicious. You'll also see it used in a lot of the calamari salads, the insalata di mare, so the salads of a mix of different seafoods, and they tend to put it in there. You'll also sometimes get it as a condiment. You'll get it as a side to add some of your dishes. So this is a simple, fast, very easy recipe, nothing to be intimidated about. And I'll tell you what, it is awesome. I'm also gonna add what those little secrets are that they give us here. One of the things I'll share with you is a lot of the pickled onions I see, they don't cook those. So here in Puglia, they cook down those onions. So I'll show you how to do that really quick. And then we're gonna add obviously a little bit of that secret sauce, if you will, that little secret ingredient that again is really common here in Puglia, Italy. All right, what do you say? Let's get started. Let's start going over ingredients. First, you're gonna need a jar. I know, you can't eat this, but you're gonna need a jar. So any type of canning jar will work great. You're gonna need a couple of red onions. In this case, these are medium size. You could go maybe just a little bit more, but you want about 2 medium on the large side red onions. Next, you're gonna need some vinegar. So you can use a traditional vinegar. I like an apple cider vinegar myself. We want 1/2 cup of vinegar per red onion, 2 red onions. I know this is some complicated math. 2 red onions, so 1 cup of apple cider vinegar. Next, we're gonna need some water. So in this case, we're not gonna dilute the water, we're actually gonna flavor the water with the onion. And then we're gonna use about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of water per onion. So in this case, I got about 1.5 cups of water that we're gonna add to the pan. You're gonna need some salt. So today I've got some French sea salt. It's a flaky from the shores of Provence, but it's a beautiful briny. It's filled with beautiful minerals for you. Very delicious. It's not that harsh brightness a lot of times you'll get with industrialized salt. So in this case, we want to use 1 teaspoon-ish, and I'd call it a fat teaspoon, but 1 teaspoon-ish per onion. We've got 2 onions, so we're going to use about 2.5 teaspoons of salt. Now we're gonna need some sugar. So again, general rule is we're gonna sweeten the onion. So as we pickle it, it gives you that sour and that sweet. And what I love about an onion, onions actually have quite a bit of sugars in them. So they're kind of sweet when you cook them down and you remove some of that harshness of an onion, like a caramelized onion. You know, they come out sweet. They come out really delicious. We're gonna use 1, again, fat tablespoon per onion. So we've got 2 onions, call it like a tablespoon and a quarter. So we're gonna use 2.5 tablespoons of sugar for our 2 onions in the jar. You're gonna need a saute pan, something relatively larger because we're gonna slice the onions, we're gonna put them in there. Obviously we're gonna steam them with a lid. So you'll need a lid and a saute pan. A couple other things that make this come out absolutely delicious. One is when you subscribe to the channel. So when you get a chance, just click that subscribe button, give me a notification bell, also click that thumbs up. That'll help share our videos with other people that are looking to have some fun in Italy, learn more about our trips, learn more about recipes, learn more about what's going on the farm. And as I tell you guys every week, you know, it really means the world to me when you guys subscribe. Makes you part of the, you know, the family, the community here that we're building. First thing we're gonna do, guys, we're gonna cut up our onions. So we have to peel them and we have to cube them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a food processor in an effort to cut them down. So first thing I wanna do is I wanna cube them, that way they'll fit in the chute of the food processor. And then I find once I cube them, it makes it really, really easy to peel them. I've got the food processor ready to go, and I've got the dicing blade all set at the top of the chute. Load the chute, watch how easy this is. I might get crazy, put 2 of them in there. And then I'm gonna grab my pusher, and here we go. It just doesn't get better or faster than that. Perfect, and I'm not crying. Now's my favorite step. We're gonna steam these puppies. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the full content, put it in the pan, get them all out there. Now I'm gonna add my water. So I'm gonna add that water right in with the onions, and I'm gonna give it a quick little stir, and then I'm gonna put that top over it. I'm gonna put it at low heat for 10 minutes. So the water is gonna steam, it's gonna help cook, and it's gonna give me tons of beautiful flavor. Now guys, what I wanna do is just cook them for a few more minutes with the lid off. I wanna boil some of that water away, and you're gonna see the beautiful flavor it has in from the onion. So I wanna keep that water, and the onions now are really translucent, they're nice and soft. We're gonna go about 3 to 5 minutes here, and then we'll pour it in the jar. While my onions are cooking down, I'm gonna take that piece of garlic, and I wanna just do some nice thin cuts. Okay guys, we're ready to put this together. So I'm gonna go ahead and take my vinegar, put it right in my jar. Take my garlic. So go ahead and just put all your onions in there. I like to do it hot because I think it pickles better if it's warm than when it's cool. Just give it a good stir. I'm gonna put the rest of that water in there. So with the top, I wanna leave it on loose because it's still making some steam in there. So put it on, but don't put it on snug. Let some of that air escape. And then I'm gonna set that there until it hits, it's warm right now, but just till it hits about room temperature. When it hits room temperature, seal it up, and then put it in the refrigerator. You're gonna want it in there for like about 2 to 3 hours ideally. That way it really accelerates the flavor transfer, the sugar, the salt, the vinegar. You want all those flavors of the garlic, everything to marry. After that, it's delicious time. Something like this, unless you can it, unless you jar it, will last about 2 weeks in the refrigerator. Okay, it's pickled onion times, guys. So it's been a few hours. I've had this in the fridge. I'm just gonna pull this out. And this is exactly how they're made here in Italy. So as you guys can see, they got that beautiful color. And you see how nice and tender they are, which I love. I love how soft they are. They don't really have much of a push or resistance. You know, all the fiber is broken down. And you can see they just kind of fall apart. So beautiful, so delicious. Look at that. Is that gorgeous? All right, what do you say? Let's try them out. You get the vinegar, but you get the onion. And you're getting maybe just a note or two of the garlic. Literally so soft. The onion is sweet. It's almost caramelized through a little bit of the heat and a little bit through the vinegar. And then you get that sweetness from the sugar, and then a little bit of sour. It's softer, but a little bit of sour from the vinegar. Man, that's good. I'm getting just a few notes. I mean, just a little bit from the garlic. That's the cooking Italian joke. Little secret in there. It's just so great. It's sweet, it's sour, it's soft, it's tender, the texture. I also love the visual beauty of that red onion when you pickle it, and it looks so great on a plate, you know, as a garnish, certainly as a side note. One of my favorite dishes here is a pickled sardine, and then they serve that with pickled onion. Goes great with our olive oil. Absolutely delicious. Guys, thanks so much for joining me in Vico del Gargano, Italy today in our kitchen, making pickled onions. Fast, fun, easy. Certainly a great recipe to add to your kitchen for a lifetime. Guys, make sure you subscribe, give me a thumbs up, hit the notification bell. We'd love to have you part of the family. And last but not least, guys, you know, the main reason we make these recipes, one of the great things you get around the kitchen with your family, shut off your cell phone, the TV, the computer. You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna talk, you're gonna get to know each other, you're gonna make those bonds. That's what I notice in Italy. Like, people aren't sitting there on their phones for the most part. They're sitting around talking, having fun. You know, my grandmother taught me, it's not about getting through the job. It's about spending time together when you're making pasta or when you're making pickled onions or you're making Christmas cookies, right? You get a chance, almost an excuse, to go slow and spend a little time together. You know what you do is you celebrate your heritage, whatever that may be, wherever you are on the planet. And second, and most important, guys, you're gonna set traditions of love with you and your family. They're gonna last your lifetime. I know they did for me. Hey guys, from my kitchen to yours, until next week, mwah, bon appetito.